आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वनकम,
नमस्कार,
खुशामदीद,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
మీకందరికి వందనము,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते याली मदद।
मलाली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी मंदिर को बोलेंगे नीसाम बुला बलजान। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारा। मैं सिर्फ फालतू बाबा
And of course, myself, Faltu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally mastani.
That's right, Bantujan. Can you believe it, Faltrani and Bantujan? 190 days of sheltering in place, right?
Wow.
COVID-19 का 19-0, मतलब 190, मतलब days of sheltering in place, मतलब we crossed the half-year mark, and many people actually are still out of jobs. They don't have jobs right now, Bantujan. Please be mindful of that, and be thankful of what you have. That's what I want to bring attention to everybody out there.
You said 190 days, Altu Baba?
Yes.
You know, approximately,
Uh-huh.
there have been 1 million reported cases per day.
Per day?
Yeah. If you go by the 190 days
So
thing.
the 190 million cases
So
of COVID all over.
yeah, we have it's a very sombering sort of deadline or
My
a sombering
goodness.
number
Mm.
because as no 100 and no, sorry, my bad. I'm really sorry about that. I was saying you said 190 days, so about 1,000 deaths a day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
200,000
It is only in America.
COVID-19 deaths right here in America, Banujan,
In
as
America
of
alone.
today.
Only
Yeah.
in America. And of course, by the way, Balja, if you have relatives in India, please be very cautious when you're talking to them. In fact, India right now, a lot of information is coming out right now. Many of our, very close bandhus also, they actually have people who actually are suffering, are gone positive on COVID-19. In
Yeah.
India, people are not following the norms of actually the masks, and the culturally we're a community, right? We like to meet up in communities. We go to weddings, we go to birthday parties, we go to functions, we go to temples, all those things, right? So all those actually are affecting the rate, and yes, a lot of people actually are getting positive in their tests.
Right.
Now, does that mean they are actually recovering? They are, and of course, are they succumbing to it? Yes, people who actually are vulnerable are at risk. Yeah, anybody above 65 already we know risk is there, but also people who are younger than 65 also probably immune system compromised also definitely have this issue. But right now, it's better to be cautious than anything else. But of course, wear masks. 6 feet distance. I know many of you actually are probably going to India also. If you are, be mindful of this for sure. Yahan pe bhi, if you're here, I would urge everybody who are meeting in person, make sure you're keeping your 6 feet distance and wearing masks. Right?
Yeah.
That's very important. Because economy is opening up because people are without a job. Unfortunately, if you share the news, probably we'll have to talk about the headlines where even EDD is having issues issuing out those the unemployment checks for people. In fact, almost 1.1 million plus whatever cases are still pending. So people have not got paid for so many days fighting unemployment and everything. So we'll give more information on that for sure. Lekin usse pehle a quick look at what's happening in the roads in our Bay Area. This is Araste Kahal, which we give you guys to reach us
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
That's up, Baljan. 408-912-2479. Good thing is, weather outside is very awesome. And like we see the sun right now, sunny California. Weather is not too hot. It's somewhere in the mid-60s. Probably go in upper 70s probably. It is going to be kind of a hot day because you will feel the sun and everything. It'll be wonderful though. The shade mein to of course mast aayega, maza aayega. Urge you to go out for walks because you got to stay healthy that way. And many of you already are working from home. When you're working from home, doesn't mean that home mein hi baitha rehna chahiye. You can step out for sure, but make sure you maintain the 6 feet distance and also wear masks and of course sanitize your hands. Avoid touching your face with hands which you have touched somewhere in public area. So watch out for all those things, Banjan. That's pretty much become like a norm for us right now. After 190 days of conditioning, we are totally nobody can go out of the house without a mask. I myself start thinking, oh my god, when stepping out, oh, do I have a mask on? Is what I feel. And I always reach out to a mask when I'm trying to enter into a particular place where there's more than 2 people or 3 people in the environment. So yes, we'll share more information about the COVID situation, but then lekin aapko bol de ki we do have some updates for you guys in terms of the headlines. So jo bhi hum log aapke sath share karte hain on air, Banjan is also available for you guys online to listen to go read up on our news blog mediamahima.com. That's right, Banjan. mediamahima.com pe aapko latest news locally and globally milega. Go check it out for sure. mediamahima.com. And don't worry, it's not going to be bombarded with ads. We're not going to be bombarding you with stories that are like not much concern to us. But definitely we make sure we curate the stories for you guys. And most important thing is definitely are going to be posted there for sure. Quick things you can know when you actually have a conversation with somebody, or you're going to interview. You want to know exactly what's happening. Go to the thing. We'll have information about the business. We have information about politics. We have information about what's happening in India, right? We also talk about what's happening in the Bay Area locally as well. Because local news is very important for to cover, anyways, right?
Yeah.
So what's up? Check कर सकते हैं on mediamahima.com. And अभी के लिए बंदे, let's see what's the headline. So, Valdani, what do we have as headlines today?
Well, the first headline I already shared with you, Altibaba, which was the fact that the US, as of today, crossed a very somber milestone, and that was 200,000 COVID-19 deaths.
In a
We
matter of
surpassed
200
the-
days, Banuja, 1,000 deaths a day is what she's talking about.
Yeah, approximately 1,000 deaths a day. If you actually look at it that way, it's a very, very scary milestone. The CDC is asking Americans to avoid trick or treating and indoor Halloween parties.
What?
Yes. Trump is going to be naming the Supreme Court pick by this Saturday as Democratic hopes of blocking the nomination dims.
No, you should have said like this, Faltrani. Speaking of scary things on Halloween, he's going to be naming a Supreme Court. I don't know, I feel that way sometimes. That's too scary to
That's
think of who's going to come and become the judge for lifetime,
Yeah.
their lifetime at least.
Yeah, but you know what? They could. The Democrats may not be able to block this nomination because Mitt Romney actually came out and said that he will support the Senate vote.
Because
Before
he needs
election year.
He needs the spears, right? He needs to come back to power.
Well, all it took was 4 Republican senators to say that they're not going to entertain the vote, but Mitt Romney has come out. I'm really surprised.
Yeah.
Why? Why would he do something?
Come on, he wants to be in power, but his people not let him be in power, right?
I don't know, dude. I
Yeah.
think he. Anyway, Mr. Romney, you got this one wrong. At the UN, China's Xi says no intention to fight in a cold war or a hot one with any country. Also, unacceptable if Mexicans are subjected to medical abuse in US custody, according to minister. Who is this? We'll talk a little bit more about that. For those of you who don't know, right? Do you remember that story, Altibaba? Did we cover it on Good Morning Bay, where the Mexican women were being treated to hysterectomies?
Oh my God, really? Oh, here?
Yes, women who were in detention, right? U.S. detention centers. There were a whole bunch of, what they call illegals in the United States. They were actually, as you know, they were taken for these treatments or whatever you call that to a nurse, and that it's actually an Indian doctor who did it. He was called the ovary harvester or something like that.
Oh my.
Where basically all these people, so it's sort of like, what do you call genetic cleansing, it seems. So, and this was done under the auspices of the Department of Homeland Security.
Whoa.
Yes. Anyway, more news is that Walmart is going to be testing the drone delivery of COVID-19 test kits. Apple is saying some users are facing issues with App Store, Music, TV Plus, etc. Elon Musk expected to use the Tesla battery day to argue for the end of combustion engines. In a show of power, India and Australia kick off naval exercises in the Eastern Indian Ocean to send a message to China, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but the 6th round of Corps Commander talks between the armies of India and China is scheduled to be held today to discuss the border dispute, especially in the Pangong Lake area in eastern Ladakh. But they've also said that they're not going to send any more reinforcements from either side to the border. They're not going to send more troops and forces. And finally, in the update from the Sushant Singh Rajput case, judicial custody of Riya Chakraborty, Shovik Chakraborty, Deepesh, and Samuel Miranda has now been extended to October 6th. So they're going to be in custody till then. And Deepika Padukone is going to be summoned by the Narcotics Control Bureau as well.
Whoa.
In relation to this case.
Nice, interesting, okay.
Yeah, so
I
all
think
those...
slowly everybody's going to have a presence in narcotics video, I suppose. So all the paparazzi is going to be there trying to take photograph of all these people in masks right now.
Oh God.
They're going to unmask the truth. Anyway, but that was the headlines for you guys. We'll go in detail about the headlines in just a few minutes. से पहले एक छोटा सा गाना सुन लेते हैं, which is गाने का कीड़ा, which I lined up for you guys from the movie called Ya Chichore, starring the late SSR. And well, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but of course, definitely a lot of row about the what's happening in the industry coming out. Then the untimely, or should I say, the unfortunate demise of SSR, who had a lot of promising, future for him. And this song in dedication to him. Also, I'm just playing the song so that you guys understand that, fikr not, right? Relax karo, yeah.
Oh, चिंता करके क्या पाएगा, मरने से पहले मर जाएगा. सुनिए गाना काम आएगा, बस खाने पीले जीले क्योंकि जिंदगी है शॉर्ट. अरे पगल फिकर नॉट, अरे पगल फिकर नॉट, अरे पगल फिकर नॉट, अरे पगल फिकर नॉट. जो भी होगा होने दे, होने दे, होने दे. अरे पगल फिकर नॉट. कल की खुशियों का महंगा म्यूचुअल फंड की किस्तें क्यों भर रहा है आज को दंड देके.
Exactly, but Jan, किस्ते क्यों बढ़ रहा है आज को दंड देके.
Exactly.
I totally understand, Father. We sometimes live in the future. Have you seen that?
Yeah, or in the past.
Oh my God! There's a very interesting saying by Lao Tzu, who actually was one of the creators of the Taoism kind of a thing, right? He used to say, if you live in the past, you're depressed. Brother, if you're depressed, you're living in the past.
Okay.
If you have anxiety, you're living in the future.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you're happy like me, you're living in the present.
Yeah.
Well, most importantly, Pagle, figure not right now, but whatever happens, happens. Fine. So what? I think even if Trump goes ahead and nominates the worst person possible for the judge position in the Supreme Court, do not worry about Banjan. Everything will come out properly. Okay, everything will be good. So number third, just remember you got to do your part. That is, go and vote for sure. Exercise your civil liberty. Right? That's very important because people actually fought for this liberty, man. People fought for it. Ladies and guys and gents, everybody out there. Yeah, men already had to vote, but the privilege to vote is such a big thing. It's like the right to vote, right? And exercise, that's only one thing which makes us, feel part of the entire world, right? And democracy gives that option to us.
And it's not just about going out and voting, Banajan. Civic engagement is a completely different process altogether. It's about being involved. Once you vote somebody into power, a lot of us don't even know who are the people who are running for our city council.
Oh, you know what we're going to do?
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to be having a whole discussion about this, Banjan. We're actually going to invite some people. So we all start getting civically engaged. That was one of the initiatives of Radio Hotties, by the way.
Yeah.
So, Faldrani, I was going to ask you if we can actually go into the news in detail and see what's happening, because I really want to know. You talked about that 200 cases of death, the death cases.
200,000.
200,000 death cases over here of coronavirus.
Yeah.
What's the situation with the... Are we going to get a vaccine, or is it going to happen, or is it going to be like rely on herd immunity? What's it like?
Don't know yet. The death toll from the spread of the coronavirus in the United States exceeded 200,000 as of today, by far the highest number of any nation. The United States on a weekly average is now losing about 800 lives per day to the virus, according to a Reuters tally. That is down from a peak of 2,806 daily deaths, which was recorded in April, on April 15th. During the early months of the pandemic, 200,000 deaths was regarded by many as the maximum number of lives likely to be lost in the United States to the virus. The idea of 200,000 deaths is really very sobering and in some respects stunning, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top U.S. infectious diseases expert, told news sources. Fauci said that it was not inevitable that the United States will fall into another dire situation with coronavirus cases surging during cold winter months, but that he was worried about parts of the country where public health measures were not implemented. In fact, but on the other hand, President Donald Trump has said that he's done a phenomenal job in handling the pandemic. He himself says it. So here is something interesting. which happened. Just days ago, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention posted guidance that the coronavirus could commonly spread through lingering droplets in the air and travel further than 6 feet.
Yeah, I read that thing, but they removed it afterwards.
Yeah, it abruptly got removed
Yeah.
yesterday and suddenly disappeared, reverting to its previous statement that the virus spreads mainly from person to person. The CDC said that the recent updates were posted in error and that it's revising its recommendations on airborne transmission. Can you believe that?
I can.
Why?
Because they don't know what's happening with coronavirus.
Yes, and at the same time, they could also be coming under pressure.
Exactly, election time.
Because no, it's not just election time. They could be coming under pressure from the administration because they have taken over now, right? The reporting. Yeah, they've taken over the
It seems
reporting.
pretty much that way. They post something very abrasive and then finally they walk back and again take it back and all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, could be them only, yeah.
But a CDC official has said that the virus can still spread through the air, but that isn't thought to be the primary way it's transmitted. The confusion is the latest sign of how President Trump's administration has mishandled the COVID-19 response. According to Dr. Anthony Fauci, there's also another thing getting in the way of clear and consistent messaging on COVID-19. The country's divisive state is what he's saying. And also the CDC is warning everybody that Americans should avoid door-to-door trick-or-treating, attending crowded and indoor parties, and wearing costume masks this Halloween to prevent the spread of COVID-19. This is exceptionally important. So if you want to read up on this story and how can you have a safe Halloween, well, Vanja will post this link on mediamahima.com. You can go and look it up over there. U.S. President Donald Trump raced on Monday to cement a conservative majority on the U.S. Supreme Court before the November 3rd election, telling reporters that he planned by Saturday to reveal his pick to succeed liberal icon Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Democrats' hope of keeping the seat empty faded when two Republican senators, Chuck Grassley and Cory Gardner, signaled their support for moving forward quickly. Guess who else was supporting this? Well, President Donald Trump's push to widen this majority has been supported by somebody who is sort of like a long-time rival, Republican Senator Mitt Romney, and said that he came out and said that the Senate should move forward with a vote on his replacement for Liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I don't think he's a rival of Trump. He's always told that Mitt Romney stayed true. He said that I'm a Republican and I don't like what he said. But now Republican agenda is to make sure they have a conservative judge over there.
Yeah,
So-
their agenda could be that, Altma, but it was the last dying wish of Ruth Bader Ginsburg that she only be, her replacement be appointed only after,
After election. Yeah, but thing is, again, we are Democrats.
after a new president is installed.
Sure. But
Yeah,
even
but-
she would know that it's democracy, right?
Yeah. Well, either ways, Romney's decision left Democrats with few hopes of blocking the Senate confirmation of the Republican president's third appointment to the High Court, which would give it a 6-3 conservative majority. Trump has said he plans to announce his nominee by this Saturday. Let's go on over and talk a little bit about what's going on with the UN at the UN. In fact, Chinese President Xi Jinping told the United Nations General Assembly on Tuesday that Beijing has, quote, no intention to fight either a Cold War or a hot one with any country as tensions grow between China and the United States. And also India for that matter. We will continue to narrow differences and resolve disputes with others through dialogue and negotiation. We will not seek to develop only ourselves or engage in zero-sum games, Xi said in a pre-recorded video statement to the annual gathering of world leaders conducted virtually this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. Long simmering tensions between the United States and China hit boiling point over the pandemic, spotlighting Beijing's bid for greater multilateral influence in a challenge to Washington's traditional leadership. Mexico is interviewing at least 6 women who may have been subject to improper medical procedures, including hysterectomies, at an immigration detention center in the U.S. state of Georgia, Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard said on Tuesday. If the improper procedures are confirmed, Ebrard said measures would have to be taken without giving details. He called the abuse that was described in a whistleblower's complaint as unacceptable. Can you believe this? This was a whistleblower who brought this to light. And this has to be cleared up. If it is confirmed, it will be a major issue and not only punished but also other measures will be taken, he told a news conference. He said officials had so far spoken to 6 women and that there could be more cases. In some tech news, Walmart is going to be running a pilot project to deliver self-collection test kits for coronavirus through automated drones at customers' doorsteps. The U.S. retailer has partnered with Quest Diagnostics and drone services provider DroneUp to deliver collection kits in North Las Vegas from Tuesday and plans to conduct a trial run in Cheektowaga, New York in early October. Apple is saying that some of its users were experiencing problems while accessing certain services like the App Store, Apple Music, and the TV Plus streaming service. It was unclear as to how many users and how many countries were impacted. Apple did not immediately respond for a request for comment. And Tesla CEO Elon Musk on Tuesday is scheduled to showcase the company's advanced battery technology with investors, expecting that he will outline how the company's electric vehicles will surpass the cost and convenience of internal combustion machines and engines. So if you want to catch up on that story too, you can go to mediamahima.com. India is set to kick off a 2-day naval exercise with Australia and Eastern Indian Ocean in what constitutes some additional strategic signaling after similar exercises with the US and Japan in the region amid the ongoing military confrontation with China in Ladakh. This exercise, to be held on Wednesday and Thursday, will see Australian destroyer HMAS Hobart participating in the exercise with Indian stealth frigate INS Sahyadri and corvette INS Kamuk. And in other news, let's also tell you that the judicial custody, Riya Chakrabarti's 14-day judicial custody technically ended today after she was arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau on September 9th, but her custody has now been extended by the Sessions Court. According to Times now, Riya was presented before a judge via video conference, and after hearing from both sides, the custody was extended till October 6th. Also, there is Jaya Saha, we talked about yesterday, right? Who is the talent manager for Sushant Singh Rajput. She came out and said that Disha Salian, apparently the one who committed suicide, who was handling his case, never really met the late actor, and she claims that Sushant Singh Rajput had told her about his depression.
Okay.
So she's trying to validate that he actually died of, it was a suicide. So more on all these stories, you can go to mediamahima.com and get it from there. But that's all we have time for on this morning's Good Morning Bay. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Don't forget to tune in then. Have yourselves a terrific Tuesday. Bandajan, this is your darling pyari Mahima ki Dilari Faltu Rani. I hope you're enjoying every one of these songs that we have lined up for you, Bandujani. This is Radio D Hotties, where entertainment, engagement, excitement, everything keeps getting hotter.
Hi, this is Anushka Sharma. You're